Huntley holds, steps up, Huntley sacks T.J. Watt! NFL history! Watt has tied Michael Strahan's single-season record.
Oh, no!
In the air to right. This is deep, and he did it again! Jack Sawinski wins it for the Pirates! 3 home runs in a game!
Welcome to another live Pittsburgh Sportsline TV show in the BPTV studios, right here in Bethel Park at the Municipal Park building here, 5100 West Library Avenue. Check it out. Police station to the right, to the left is BPTV studios, and we're honored to be doing our show. Thank you for watching us, and thank you for watching us on Comcast 7, only in Bethel Park. Thanks for watching us for Eisen 32 in Bethel Park and all the way from Nemacolin, Cranberry, Wexford, City of Pittsburgh, Greater Pittsburgh area. We appreciate you. On Facebook, thanks for the 6,900 plus likes and all the follows on our page. We appreciate it. We have a new TriCaster. This is technological talk. I'm not that geekish on stuff, unless it's history and, different things like that. But we got a TriCaster, which we're broadcasting the Subscribe to Pittsburgh Sportsline channel on YouTube. First time ever. We're doing this on Facebook Live and our Pittsburgh Sportsline channel. Nick Callis put it up there. This is our 802nd show. For all you number players, sorry, you got to play it tomorrow. You missed the lottery today. But my dad, may rest in peace, Saul would have played that number if I said it was lucky. And he thinks everything I did was lucky, so he would have been betting it. So good luck. But we're honored to have the new TriCaster come in. Nick got us all set up. Thanks for all of you watching us on Facebook. Oh, here, Nick got it all fixed up so I can see who's watching. Marla, thanks for watching us. Congrats. Amy, thanks for watching us. Marla said 8:02. She's running to play the lottery. You can't tonight. So thanks for tuning in to us. We have a great show coming up. Plenty of sports to talk about. And we'll even tell you who won the Steelers game. Because if somebody doesn't know, you have to see. All right, I got some promos. All right, and I wanted to give a little pre-announcement. I love our promos because I like to do public access TV and promote it, but I've had some criticism on how long I do it, so it's going to be short and sweet, and I guarantee it. I won't say who did it, but one of them's sitting in the studio here today. This is Olive Oil's Pizzeria, Hillcrest Shopping Center, 412-831-1900. During the Steeler game, I ordered a pizza. They sponsor our show with an XL pepperoni pizza and a steak hoagie, 6 cuts. Just give them a call. Tell them you want to get a pizza from Olive Oil's Pizzeria. Next up, Mike did a great job on that. Let's see what he does. Look at that green shirt, Smoking Jim. I got the green shirt to match your green hat. Look at that. Let's see what we got. We got Steve, who doesn't work here, the Rookie of the Year. He came in to help us out and run the control room. That's Joey Fabus before DIPG, the brain cancer that killed him at 8 years old. And that's Joey with DIPG, died 8 years ago. Go check out their page, jfccf.org, or their Facebook page, the Joey Fabus Childhood Cancer Foundation. Hopefully I'm doing better. Next one up, another 501c3. Let's see, that'll go nice with my shirt. Let's see what happens. Look at that by Mike. Nice close-up. The Bethel Park Historical Society Schoolhouse Arts and History Center. I just had a meeting with, I'm going to be doing a new show at Reginald's Coffee. That's 2600 South Park Road. I met with Maria and Jono Praskak. This is Jono's painting. He uses sand. We got that. If you could do a quick show of that. Nobody can do it. We got 3 cameramen. Nobody can show us. Three Rivers. All right, we're good. There it is. Thanks, Steve. I appreciate that. So I met with them. I'm going to do a brand new art show with Maria's ideas teaching us to paint. And she asked the talking machine, who doesn't paint or draw or anything, to be the first student. So January 6th, mark your calendars. That'll be the first new show, and we're going to do a monthly show every first Friday of every month. I'm going to learn how to paint by Maria. She's been painting, I won't tell her age, but for over 40 years, and she's amazing. But we were at the schoolhouse, great facility. Check it out. Go to their Facebook page, Bethel Park Historical Society. Sorry for all of you want it to be short and sweet. You know I can't be. All right. Next one up, always be smiling. The B stands for Bennett. And the parents, Kristen and Dean, start a 501c3. Go to their Facebook page, like it like 500 friends of mine have done. Always be smiling. They do great events. Check it out. Next up, Jessica Lee and I are doing a Santa for seniors. And we want blankets, sweaters, any type of Pittsburgh sports gear for seniors who have no family. There it is. That's perfect. I put the can outside under the clock in our lobby in the municipal building. Right before you get into BPTV, there's a clock, and the can has Santa for seniors. Just put this stuff in there. I'll check every day or every week, and we'll take your stuff to seniors that have no families. Next up, Mike's doing great on that camera. Thank you, Mike. We'll see what he does when Dave Cable likes to make fun of me on Uncle Sam. He put my face on Uncle Sam. I want you for BPTV. You can be like Marco. You can be like Johnny. You can be like Mike. You can be like Nick. You can't be like Steve because he already graduated from us. But he's doing this great show. Call 412-831-3304. Short and sweet. Next one up. Next one up is
doing great, Al.
501c3. You know, I'm not getting beat down badly, but we'll see. The timer's still on me. Bethel Park Community Foundation has grant money from you from $100 to $5,000. Here's how much they've given out. This will take me about 10 seconds. They've given out $1 million in 26 years. You can be one of the ones getting the money. So check it out. Go to the website, bpcf.org. Next up, go back to the Bethel Park Historical Society. We got wreaths across America, and you can get your application. I went, not bragging, but I bought 6 wreaths, $5 of each, $15. Goes to the Bethel Park Historical Society. Go there, click on the link, and if you're unlike Smoking Jim, pull out a credit card or debit card, and you can pay for it there. That is it for my promos. We're going to Fiction and Fact from Smoking Jim's Almanac. How much?
Cut it in half. I'm proud of you.
9 minutes.
No, 7 something.
Yeah.
That's your
Who
legend.
says I can't do it?
Amazing.
Levine Strong.
Thanks, Al Levine, the talking machine. And if you want the green,
I used to pitch.
you got to see Levine.
Basketball.
I used to pitch too.
Let me see you throw. He has no follow through. He doesn't even know his catcher.
Right-handed via blue.
Shout out to Greg Kirby, who was my catcher, and greetings from Green Tree, PA. Great show. Can hardly wait for Steeler talk. Somebody's dad said it. Steve Callis.
Wow, that's what's up.
Thanks for watching, Steve. Chief's watching us. He said, "Hey, Smoking Jim."
My man.
It's your turn.
Oh, it's my turn.
All right. Now we're going to go to what's on your mind? Guns.
For those who thought I gave up my press pass, I came out this week, wrote a front page article. Sports guy don't get front page articles.
What paper?
too much.
Oh no.
The Pittsburgh Courier, #1 black newspaper in the country.
I don't think I saw that.
And
Hold it. Wait a second. I used to work for the Post-Gazette. They were #1. Now look, they're almost out of business.
yeah, Yeah.
And you don't even work for him anymore.
Well,
That's why.
That's the rumor, but as you see front page article.
Well, the rumor has it that you haven't had a press pass from them forever. And I heard that rumor from the horse's mouth.
But this is what's on my mind is the most selfish guy in sports history is Deion Sanders. You can't spell team with an I, but you can spell Deion with an I. And I tell you what, when he did to Jackson State, I thought it was very selfish. He was a selfish ball player. One of my all-time favorites. This is a guy that stopped going. He was the first to ever stop going into the huddle because he's a cornerback. He did everything his own way. He's never done anything that didn't benefit Deion Sanders. He got the opportunity at Jackson State.
Your microphone needs to go higher, Smoking.
Oh, okay.
We can't hear you.
Oh, no, you didn't hear any of that? We're not going back.
He got the opportunity.
Who are you talking about?
He got the opportunity.
Say the name.
To go to Jackson State, Deion Sanders.
Thank you.
And it was because his son was the number one quarterback in the country. He installed his son at quarterback. They won a couple championships. He said he was going to try to shine a light on black colleges and help them out, and he would be there. And as you know, I write for a traditionally black newspaper. He left at the first opportunity, and his son, again, doesn't have to compete. He already announced that his son's the starting quarterback at Colorado and whatnot. And in his press conference, the first thing he said, anybody that want to hit the portal, it's open. You can go because most of you guys in this room won't be here anyway. He's bringing 10 or 11 players with him.
How much NIL money are they getting?
Pardon me?
How much NIL money?
Well, his son was already the second or third highest paid player.
Just wanted
at
that
Jackson
out there.
State
People
in
want to
NIL.
know.
But Deion, the other players, he'll tell them he's more interested in the NFL than the NIL. So that's what I got to say. I thought it was rotten what Deion Sanders did. Jackson State gave him an opportunity. He didn't have any college or professional coaching experience. They gave him the head coaching job. They bend over backwards from him. And again, if it benefits Deion Sanders, he's out of there.
Congrats, Smoking Jim. Where can they get a copy? Because I know you can't even use a printer. Can they get a copy of that article so they can see this is how you can verify that he doesn't know words, but he's actually a writer?
You can get
Where
it
can they get it? Tell
well,
them
they can
something.
get it free online at the Pittsburgh Courier. It's out there online. Matter
And
of
it's
fact,
just, can you, no, I can't.
or they
you
can go to
can't
my
spell it.
Facebook page. I just posted it before
Tell them
the
your
show.
Facebook page name.
Jim Frazier.
Okay. There's no smoking on it. There's no government
Good
name.
Irish name.
Well, I got two comments. One about Deion Sanders. I know he was selfish and he even
Yes.
played baseball and he
Yes.
was good at baseball.
Yeah, selfish.
But I have a question. Did he ever make a tackle?
No, that's another thing. Business
Well, I wanted to bring it up because you missed it.
decisions.
Being a football scout, I had to bring it up.
But I didn't miss
And-
this.
Well, no, I got to interrupt you one more time. With all of this going around, it sounds like corruption to me because people aren't doing things legally. So that's corrupt. Why do you even bet on football?
To make money.
You know they're taking your money.
Well, I'll say this. This is what I didn't miss. Me and Mike is on the same page. Michigan national champs, baby. Yes.
Our cameraman,
Bet on
Mike.
that. Bet on that. Marco's dad. He got the great forearms too. You see
Mike
them
Rohde.
forearms on him?
Mike Rohde there. Yeah, he knows sports too. All right. Thank you very much for that, Smoking Jim. What's on your mind? Guns.
Let's talk about the Steelers.
Open it up.
First, let's talk about Kenny Pickett. Every Monday, all the Pittsburgh media talk about, is Kenny Pickett getting any better?
Yes.
Hooray!
Well, there's two components to a good quarterback. One is your ability to manage the position, manage the field, manage what's going on. The other one is your physical attributes and how well you're throwing the ball.
Yeah.
Has Kenny Pickett improved? He has improved managing the game. No interceptions, throws the ball out of bounds when. Good management. Stays in the
point.
pocket a little bit longer to see how it's going to develop. But he has not improved one bit in his skills on the field.
Oh.
Numerous underthrows, numerous. Even the touchdown that he threw to the young Haywood
Yeah, a little almost
was
overthrown.
almost overthrown.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
He's thrown a lot, so he needs to hone his ball skills a little bit more.
Well, to
So-
interrupt, do you still think he's nervous? Because they're saying how great the offensive line is getting, and I'm not seeing it. But I would think he's been under the fear of them coming in on him.
The offensive line, in my opinion, has improved in the running game.
Yeah.
They're pulling better. They're moving down the field a little bit better. But protection, no, I don't see it at all. They're on top of him before they even get the ball.
Yeah, since I brought it up, I just wanted to tell people that isn't it funny that they do block a little better on runs, and nobody in the media except me talked about Najee Harris being hurt from preseason with a fracture. Now you have Jimmy G from San Francisco has a similar injury. They thought they had to operate. It just came out tonight. No operation. He could be back in 6 weeks. How long did it take for Najee wearing a steel boot to start running like he looked the other game?
Exactly. I think he.
And that's what I'm telling you. He'll make an offensive line look better than they are. And what I did want to say is they were getting hit 6 yards in the backfield this last game, and Atlanta's not a good team. They were 2 or 3 yards in the backfield. So on your point, I agree. Carry on.
Yeah, you were spot on with him with the foot, Najee Harris.
Yeah.
However, I don't know who got in this kid's head, but
Yeah,
I don't think he was sure what kind of a back he was. He is a Larry Zonka, Earl Campbell kind of back.
Well, he's powerful.
He's a punisher. That's who he is. And when he runs that way, you see the result. He's not a scat back. The only guy that ever used to try that was 240-pound Franco
Let
Harris.
me prove what Guns is saying. It was in the fourth quarter. They said Najee had 80 yards, and 40 of those yards came after he got hit. Now, they give yards after a catch, but what's more impressive than a guy getting hit in the backfield or wherever, gaining 40 yards out of 80? That's 1 out of every 2 yards for you mathematic guys like Smoking Jim.
Now, I have one other point that I think is very important.
Yeah, sorry to interrupt you,
That's
but those
okay.
are good points.
When it's your show, you can do whatever you
All right, carry on. Carry on.
When somebody gets measles, you can see the rash is the symptom, right? When a kicker in 4 games has almost 20 attempts, that's the rash that something's wrong.
Oh, man. Wow.
The Steelers have a red zone problem.
It's my show, and that's a great point.
One of
Listen to Guns.
Wow.
One of Nick's radio counterpoints wrote an article in the Post-Gazette today where he talked about how great Canada was doing and the improvement and all that.
Can I take a guess? Ron Cook?
No.
Really? Okay, well.
And he even talked about it on the radio today. But the thing is, we have a serious red zone problem. And it starts first with discipline. Booth made a great play downfield.
Yeah.
First play after he got there, left tackle, offsides. The next time they got down the field,
Not that more.
yes. Next time down the field, red zone, first play, Dodson, offsides. It's constant. When they get in the red zone, you cannot win championships kicking field goals. You see how he kicked four of them, and boom, boom, they were right back in the game with a touchdown.
What a rash.
Yeah.
So
Smoking Jim, you listen.
Look
He
at
it's a
listened.
rash. I love it. But the thing is,
He learned something.
this is all coaching issues. They're moving the ball downfield. As soon as they get in the red zone, the plays they're calling, they had 5 guys that went out on that touchdown with Hayward. Everybody's acting like that was the greatest offensive call in history. Somebody blew a coverage on the 5th guy. Come on. So that's what's on my mind. If the Steelers don't correct the red zone, the measles rash is going to spread and kill the patient. That's all I got to say. I'm sticking to my guns.
Thank you very much. No, I co-sign all of that, and I got more coming up on what's on my mind. All right. Nick, what's on your mind?
A lot. No, that's
We got time. I gave extra minute. I
Oh, my
cut those
goodness.
promos
Well,
in half.
let me just tell
Legend.
you. Let me just tell you, it's
Thank
it's
you.
wonderful watching the transactions happen in Major League Baseball now because there's no lockout. And I almost forgot just the sweet, sweet feeling watching players sign other places or watching trades happen. The Pirates are signing some interesting players. It's all very
You don't
nice.
know what to think about it, though.
I don't. They're all.
Last week you were stymied. Drew asked the question.
They all.
He got another question.
Okay, I'll answer. Go ahead.
He goes, where do you think Reynolds will go? Who would need Reynolds?
I don't think they're going to trade him. That's my answer. They don't have to trade him.
It's negotiating ploys is what I'll tell you. When it comes out in the media, he signed a 2-year deal.
Well, I was working at the Fan when the news broke, too, and we talked right to the source, Jason Mackey, who broke the story with the Pittsburgh Post-Gazette.
What did he say?
He said he doesn't think he's going to get traded either, which makes me not think that he's going to get traded because the guy that broke the story doesn't think he's going to get traded.
Well,
and the
why
Pirates
would he get traded?
and exactly and the Pirates released a statement
have
saying
him
it's not
2
going to
years.
affect anything that they're doing. So I don't. You want to make a trade whenever there's much leverage and desperation on the other side. And
Thank you.
If the Pirates are going to be sellers, you want them to sell at a time where a team is going to overpay and compensate with better picks or maybe more
Here's the
cash
example
flow.
for all of you. All of you against trading Chase Claypool, I was not one of them. The way Chicago keeps losing, that second-round pick is going to be better than our first-round pick.
Right now it's projected
Because
to be.
all of you want the Steelers to give a run to get to the playoffs. Guess what? We've been getting middle-range picks for years, and look at the offensive line we don't have because of that.
That Claypool pick's looking to be
There you
between
go.
32 and
Who was
35
with
right
it?
now overall. So, yay. But yeah, so you want to get a return where a team is desperate. Right now teams aren't desperate because a new season is still over the horizon. So,
These are the winter talks. They don't even do spring training to anybody that doesn't know, like Smoking Jim, till February.
Right. So, but I mean, the whole point about this is that last year this wasn't happening, and now that it is exciting. And the Pirates are signing some players that I'm still surprised about. So, that's good. It might be. I don't know, but it's showing more
you
promise.
got to go back to last week's show.
Where I didn't know.
No, we brought Guns on the show, and we talked about some things were window dressing. And I told you the Pirates were a desperate team when they spent millions, $2-3 million. They thought it was good deals on washed-up players.
I don't know about.
So to me,
I can't tell if these players are washed up though.
No, my point is, it's called a facade. Look that up. It's a facade they're putting up. They want you to come to the stadium to buy all the expensive stuff. So if you show like you're young and you may be naive and gullible like Smoking Jim, I grew out of that. I'm not naive and gullible anymore.
But you look good.
Yeah, but you know.
But I'm not even.
Thank you. Just thought I'd share it. Thanks.
I'm not even sold on the whole thing yet. Like these players, they're recognized.
Yeah, but you're pausing about it.
They're recognizable names, so that could be good. But like, are they going to perform at the level they were when they were recognizable? I don't know. Moving real quick to the Penguins, they've recovered well, so that's good. They're winning games again. I was doubting if that would happen. Right now, they're winning.
Well,
So great.
how are they winning without
Not a clue.
Letang?
Not a clue.
Without Letang, who had another stroke, his second stroke, and the shape he's in, he's used to doing 26, 27 minutes a game.
Did we already talk about that last week?
No.
Was that news? No. So that happened over the week. That's all.
Yes.
So prayers
So
to
this
him.
is they won 2 games without the legendary Letang for 17 years.
I wasn't making that comparison. And
Well, I had to put it in because
maybe Al is, but
Yes.
that's good. They're recovering well.
you added
And
it up good.
I was doubting them, and now I'm not doubting them so much anymore. What else? Phil Drakovic's going to be on the team now for Pitt, and bye-bye Keaton Slovis, which was just among the oddest things to me. I guess people didn't like Slovis, and he wants another opportunity somewhere else. And Dracovic grew up in Pittsburgh, so I'm excited about this.
Well, Nick, you're really sharp and smart, and I got to interrupt you again.
Again?
Yeah, because I brought this up because it bothered me, like I explained last week and a few weeks before. How does a guy from USC in California even come here to Pittsburgh to be our starting quarterback for a team that's as sketchy as all get out from winning.
Yeah.
How does that happen? So there's no surprise. I'll take the local kid all day long.
I like that. Is the transfer portal being abused? Short answer, yeah, it's being abused.
I think that he came here because he thought he was going to go off of Kenny Pickett's notoriety.
And a winning
continue
team that
the-
won a championship.
Exactly.
And he didn't play.
He miscalculated how bad we were.
He didn't.
Exactly.
To say it simply.
And the
didn't-
weather, too, I think. Down Southern Cal, right?
Don't forget, Kenny Pickett had Mark Whipple, who left and went to
Great
Nebraska.
point.
And Djokovic, what's his name? Phil?
Djokovic, yeah.
His best
Djokovic.
year at Boston College, he had Frank
Signetti.
Signetti, and Frank Signetti is here, so look for big things to happen.
Exciting.
Yeah.
And then the Steelers might win the division. What?
You got any more?
Yeah, just one more thing. We got a lot of time now. The Steelers might
Extra
win.
7.5
The Steelers
minutes.
might win the division, and for some reason I don't want to count them out, even though I already got sad, and I hate the fact that they're making a comeback. I'm going to talk more about the Steelers during VIP time, but there's a lot going on. That's what's on my mind, a lot.
And don't forget, Frank Sinetic's dad recruited me at West Virginia.
Congratulations.
Wow.
Didn't give me a scholarship.
Congratulations.
Sent me to Potomac State, a junior college, but yeah, he was there, and then he went to IUP after that.
You know, I noticed you never clap for yourself. That's great
No.
information. Clap for yourself, Wolf.
Hey,
He's a wannabe
I was
writer.
almost a mountaineer.
All right, Tony from Chick-fil-A announces Chick-fil-A on Washington Road will be open in 2 days, minus Smokin' Jim. And he wanted to ask, but I won't ask it. He said, should the Pirates trade Brian Reynolds, Smokin' Jim? He doesn't know baseball. You know he barely knows it, Tony, so don't do
Bridgeville?
that.
Is that Bridgeville?
What?
This is in Bethel Park.
Oh, okay, because I heard Bridgeville was opening up at
Well,
Chick-fil-A,
remember
too.
we did shows at Stone Pepper's Grill?
Yeah,
It's like a block up the street at the light.
I'm going.
You are not. Chief said, I wish they would let Najee catch some passes. Well, Kenny Pickett doesn't see the whole field. Johnny Mariano's here. He said, great show, guys. Nick, the talking machine, Jim Ellenbogen, Smokin' Jim. You all deserve a raise, especially your studio crew. Well, here's what I'll tell all of you. I negotiated multi-million dollars at the Pittsburgh contracts at the Pittsburgh Press and Post-Gazette, and we got plenty of great raises. Here's what I'm going to give all of you. I'm going to get raises for twice as much as what you're making now, because you're all volunteers. So you got the double raise from me tonight.
Some union guy you are. You didn't even offer the cookie.
Well, no, I offered pizza. Hey, I don't come cheap.
Buy pizza.
We want the cookie.
Well, guess what? Steve's birthday's tomorrow. I wanted to get him a cookie. He already had a great chocolate cake from Signature on 88.
Oh, how about Buck had a birthday recently? Didn't tell us.
Yeah, we missed
We
Buck.
missed an excuse for cookie cake because he didn't tell anybody.
And Buck's
it was
not,
his birthday.
Buck's not sick or anything. He's a healthy young senior at Bethel Park High School. He plays baseball and basketball.
Is he the center on the basketball team?
Practice, no, there's guys bigger than him.
There's taller than him
Just
on
like
the
when
team?
you were Urkel, everybody weighed more than you. He was the most Urkel-looking guy. Go Google Urkel right now.
I figure he was the tallest at Bethel Park.
Well,
No,
that's what
there's
you
taller-
say.
There's taller guys.
I know people that knew you a little after high school, and they said everybody was twice his size. So guess what? He ate his way to catch up. All right, let me go. Sorry, Smokin' Jim. He's my best friend. All right, what's on my mind? I got so much on there. Nick covered half of what I wanted to bring up. Only half, and he was good.
Is that why you kept interrupting?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Well, there you go.
They were
Well,
all
there you
points
go.
I wanted to bring up. So thank you. And I can clap for you. Thank you. And Smokin' Jim, no, I can't clap. Steeler talk with me. I already interrupted Guns because if I'm not interrupting, I'm not running the show. So we did that. My thing is, I just love how delusional Steeler fans are, and I bleed black and gold. I love the Steelers. I'm not happy with Art III, who runs the team as a fan, and he wants everybody to get along. look at, you had Mike Tomlin making comments to a fan and stuff, and he was just ignorant to somebody, and nobody really talked about that. Then I'm listening to Mark Madden, and I listen to his show because Tim Benz is one of the best sports guys in the area. He's talking to the legendary Stan Savran.
Wow.
So they talked about the offense improving. So Stan Savran, he's like 80 years old, but he's sharper than Smoking Jim. He goes, you said they're getting better. How's the offensive line getting better? And the arrogant Tomlin wasn't arrogant. He goes, they're communicating better. And what that means is they're talking to each other, and they were one of the few teams that have all 5 linemen playing every game.
Wow.
So when you talk about them improving, Guns clarified they're really not. And if they're talking better to play better, one of them doesn't even talk. Okafor, they've never heard him say anything. Who is it? Okorafor, whatever. I don't even know his name. But he never even talks. And then you go open the door more, he lets everybody in. I mean, I'm watching these games, and I'm looking at the game trying to be optimistic, and I see their play calls. Then I see they run a pass that's a negative pass on a 3rd and 8 or 9, and I see that consistently. And then I don't see them throw a ball to Najee. So, Chief, thanks for your point. You got it in ahead of me. Najee was, he had I think, more passes than any running back last year. And he was a rookie. He broke Franco Harris's running rookie record with a line that was terrible. So if he wasn't hurt, he'd be leading the league, in my estimation. Look at his runs, the half a dozen or more dozen runs that he had. He had guys on him on every run. And look what he ran for. I mean, you got to give him credit. And everybody I know that plays football and other sports, you have to overcome injuries. Smoking Jim just had so many CTE injuries, it didn't matter. They just gave him the ball and he ran. Other guys, guess what? They would have been sitting on the bench crying, sucking their thumb. And I'm not making fun of injuries, but everybody has a different tolerance of pain. And how they can play a full season, now 17 games, and the owners are actually advocates that they don't get CTE, so they added a game. Now, you get hit all the time, and they found out CTE and brain damage is because of repetition. So if they play 60, 70 plays, they're getting hit every play. How are they for the players except for the money? And that's what I say, hey, enjoy the games. I do. I like them winning, and I like the standard is the standard, but we're only going to be mediocre, and this time we might, and I say might because all of you are rooting for 9 and 8. I think we'll be 8 or 9 or worse. So good luck, Steeler fans. We're going to come right back with Fiction and Fact from Smokin' Jim's Almanac.
Thanks, Al Levine, the talking machine. And I tell you what, I'm advocating for 20 games because
Hold it. No disclaimer, but we have to go back, way back in our shows, in our first year of doing shows. Smokin' Jim seems like one of the nicest guys you'll ever meet. And he goes, we asked him if he was in charge of the NFL, how would he treat the players? I'd treat them like meat. You can get another player anytime. So here's the guy. Look at the smile he has. Best in the media.
Yeah.
And he's just going back to, he's reverting back to the mean. That's a financial thing. He's going back to how he is and what he believes. So carry on.
And on draft day, I said that George Pickens is one of the greatest rookie wide receivers to come in the league, but he don't run routes. Now everybody's saying it now. Every time you turn around, they talk about how lazy his routes are, and they will never improve his whole career. But I tell you what, Al Levine, the talking machine, my main man Johnny, I've been doing shows for the last 20 years at KDKA Radio.
Now you're not allowed on it.
Never been more proud last Saturday to walk into KDKA Radio and see my man on the VIP of BPTV, Nick there, man. It's just, for 20 years, I've never seen anybody that I knew down there. It's a beautiful place. I didn't even know Whammo was in there now. They got the VIP.
I definitely told you that.
Whammo joined the VIP. Everybody wants to jump on board. And I said on KDK. I said on KDK Radio, I gave Al Levine, the talking machine, a shout out.
Were you talking to Chris Moore?
And I said the fastest rising star.
You didn't tell me you were talking to him. I would have called in so I could talk to Chris.
But lastly, I forgot. I sent out a text that I would be on Sunday. And I was on Saturday. Yeah, CTE.
And that's why they shouldn't play 20 games in a season.
Well,
not according to CTE, man.
But finally, my last thing, and me and Guns was talking before the show, Mike, that Westinghouse is one game away from making history. There's only been one City League team. The 1989 Perry High School was the only team. They beat the number 4 team in the country, Berwick. And now Westinghouse has an opportunity on Friday to win a championship. And Jim told me something I didn't even realize. The coach makes the players wear suits to the games. So that's awesome. So
what would you have done, Urkel?
Well, I tell you what, all black team. What colors are them suits? I tell you what, we'll see some entertaining outfits in Al Levine and talking machine. But I want to see them get off the team bus. But hey, congratulations, good luck to the Bulldogs, and I hope they make history. And as the director of the City League Hall of Fame, our City League Hall of Fame is December 17th. At the Doubletree Hotel, and our special guest is none other than maybe the greatest player in NFL history that made the greatest play in NFL history. Franco Harris is coming to be our keynote speaker, so very honored
Please
to
be
the
respectful.
The director of the
You're
City
moving
League
on
Hall of
up.
Fame.
You're like the Jeffersons. You're moving on up. Hey, some of the fans, Amy likes your hat, Smoking Jim.
Thank you, Amy.
Marla said, go, Smoking Jim.
Thank you, Marla.
He doesn't need any more help. Marla said she loves Whammo. Amy says she loves Whammo.
Nice.
And
is Porky Chadwick still there?
no, he's dead.
Oh, I didn't know.
And you know who loved?
I didn't know
You know who
Porky.
was friends with Porky Chadwick?
Your dad?
And loved him.
Oh.
Remember our friend Johnny Angel?
Yeah.
He was best friends with Porky Chadwick.
I think he's going to be at the casino pretty soon.
He just
I
did
seen
it the
that.
other day. You missed
Oh,
him.
I missed it. I just seen it on my way to betting. I seen this picture. On my way to placing a bet.
Marla said you're welcome. All right, we'll carry on. Nick Callis, the VIP, made a special graphic for Jim Guns Ellenbogen, who's filling in for Chip. By the way, prayers for Chip to heal up as fast as he can and get that second knee working out. I talked to him. He said the second knee operation was worse than the first because his knee was so crippled up, his leg was bent. So who knows what they had to do there.
Ouchie.
So he's trying to get better, and we pray prayers are welcome for Chip. All right, let's see the graphic in 10 seconds of the new graphic that Nick made of
I
Guns.
can't wait to see it.
Wow!
That's so cool.
Guns, show those guns.
Nick, you've outdone yourself. How do you follow that up?
Just say thank you.
Thank
Well, it's
you.
your segment, so you're going to follow it up.
Hey, if you can't talk, we will.
Is it my segment?
Yes.
Well, I lit up the
That was you.
Steeler. I got a few things to say. I lit up the Steeler offense. Now it's the defense's team.
Whoa.
Clearly, to me,
Go ahead, say it.
Watt he's hurt. I could see the grimaces on his face. TJ's hurting. If you watch him and you isolate him on screen, if he can't run by the guy, he's not running into the guy. I've had just rib stuff.
Let alone a tear.
I don't care what anybody says. Not to mention he's lost a lot of strength from not lifting.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if you're playing basketball and you got 3 guys out of 5, that will totally decimate the team. 3 defensive.
You can do math. We understand.
Right. 3 players on a defense should not completely wreck a team.
Well, in basketball, that's 60%. 3 out of 11, what? Like 30%.
Well, here's the thing. If T.J. Watt's not himself, the whole defense collapses.
Yes, sir. Yes,
You know, I'm still waiting for one of the defensive linemen to show up, other than once in a while Hayward.
Yeah.
If he gets single team, and when the linemen do play a little bit better, the linebackers don't show up.
Yes. Yes, sir.
In the defense, did you see how Atlanta ran down that field?
Yes.
I don't even know what to say about that. That looked like the Miami Dolphins of 1971.
Yeah.
Steve, Nick's dad said he agrees with Jim on that, and he doesn't show the same intensity of last year. And I want to co-sign that also. I never saw the week before one tackle block T.J. Watt all game. And then this time, same type of thing. And I noticed when he was rushing in, they were on a running play.
Right.
That's
where
the
he
only-
didn't have to have contact.
That's
with anybody.
where I saw him actually get into the backfield.
Does he agree with Jim 1 or Jim 2?
You're out.
J1 or J2?
No, you're known as smoking.
Considering he's my father, I'm going to say he's siding with Jim Ellenbogen in this case.
How would you know?
Well, here.
Well, because that's his son, and that's his dad. And you're known as smoking, because you're smoking.
Now, here's the big thing about the Steelers. I'm a big believer that discipline is everything.
Yes, sir.
Now, when your head coach is on TikTok throwing 4-letter words at fans that are trying to get your autograph, it comes from the top down.
Let me explain. That's Tomlin.
Okay?
Oh,
Now, I'd like to, on a Sunday afternoon, watch a football game with my grandchildren who are little sitting in front of the television where I don't have to say to them, that's a bad word, don't say that. where the one receiver's mad that he didn't get the ball, so he's
You see on the sidelines, they had the camera on
screaming,
him.
F this and that, F that. If you don't have discipline, you don't have nothing.
That's right.
And, and I've had this argument with people. I've had it with public people. I've had it on Facebook even. If you're making millions of dollars a year and you can't shut your pie hole, not to say a 4-letter word, then you need to be off the field.
Thank you.
I don't care what anybody says.
Thank you.
Bud Grant would never put up with that.
Nope.
Tom Landry wouldn't.
Oh,
Chuck
Chuck
Noll
Noll.
wouldn't. George Hay. Those were coaches.
Yeah.
You don't loaf with these guys. You're supposed to teach them and you're supposed to get
Right.
them to play right. And you can't be all you can be if you don't have that. Now, Smokin brought up Dante Green, the coach from Westinghouse.
Yeah.
No city team that I can remember other than Perry ever did this. They smashed a strong Steel Valley
Yeah.
team last
Yes,
week.
sir. Very good
A
team.
strong
Yeah.
team.
Very good team. Yeah.
What's this coach do? If you say 4-letter word, you're not playing.
Wow.
Oh yeah. If you act up, you're not playing. They not only have to wear suits on game day when they go to school that day,
Suits.
they have to wear suits because he's showing those kids be proud of what you're doing, be disciplined,
It's
and be
respect,
the best you
yeah.
are. Even working out. And guys that have ever got in shape to play games,
Guns, we know you're in shape now.
but you got to have discipline.
Yeah.
If you don't have the discipline, you can't be all you can be if you don't have the discipline to do it. And it's the same thing on the field. And that's what's lacking from the Steeler team. So as good as they get, when they run into somebody that's got discipline, they're going to get spanked.
No,
And I'm
great.
sticking to my guns.
Hey, Smoking Jim.
Yes.
Steve Callis, Nick's dad,
Yeah.
said Slim Jim.
Are you Slim Jim?
We know that. Wait, and then
My partner's
here,
taking a beating here.
Hey, Guns, my longtime friend Chuck McElroy, we call him Chief because he calls everybody Chief. He said, Guns' massive guns are blowing through his shirt.
Who said that?
My friend Chief McElroy.
And I'm an old man, too, so you know what I mean. If I have the discipline to do it, there's no excuse for them.
And my friend Marla says, it is discipline. You got a lady telling you she agrees with
It
discipline.
is. It is. It's what it's all about.
I think some of the time, though, I think some of those expressions can help teams get a rise, or the fact that
Hold it,
George
wait,
Pickens.
let's-
Wait, no, hold on,
okay.
wait. I think
I stand corrected.
When I think of George Pickens and watching him, and he doesn't need his dad or anybody to defend him, like you can actually see on multiple plays, he's getting that separation immediately. Whether it's Pickett's fault or the play caller's fault, if he is able to, if he gives that expression of anger, I like seeing that because while it's not fully disciplined and just bland, it might ignite some change or strategy to help the team. I don't think that those brief expressions of their passions and their anger it's not always bad. That's just my only thing.
I got a timeout with you. You're young.
I was just going to say that.
And you got to get past that. Anything that's not the focus of the game we were brought up, that's a distraction. So if you don't have respect for your other players and teammates, that is a distraction by swearing at coaches and stuff on the sideline.
We were talking about this on the
Wait, can I say something? Since it's my segment.
Oh, I've loved this. I had to love to say that so many times before.
Here's the thing. Outside of all this, this is an entertainment.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It isn't entertainment?
It is entertainment.
Oh, okay.
That's what this is really
making
about.
sure I was right.
This isn't risk where you're conquering countries because your team's better.
Yeah.
So you should have enough discipline to not be saying F words on national television. If you said it when you're on the fan, what would they do to you?
Wait, hold on. Did he swear during an interview or just?
He was on the field, on the sideline,
on the
screaming. The
broadcast.
cameramen were all over him.
The cameras are on him. That's why
I thought you meant the time.
I don't mean in the trenches. Everybody says
We're
everything.
I got
You know
you.
what I mean?
No, because
Yeah.
I remember he
lips.
came to the sideline and said, "Throw me the bleeping ball."
And
Which
even
I didn't realize it later. He was in front of camera people where he was.
No,
doing
he
the
was
business.
on the field coming off numerous times
Okay.
doing this.
All right, I'm
he
with
has
you
a
now.
history and a pattern of that. If you go back to his college days, he got disciplined for that.
I'm with you now.
If you did
I'm
that,
with you now.
I mean,
Okay.
there's national broadcast.
you made your
rules,
point.
Yeah,
right?
I'm with you now. I remember the one instance where he wanted him to get the ball more, but if he was doing that every time, I didn't watch that.
Well,
Yeah.
I couldn't listen to other. Okay.
He only had 2 passes thrown to him.
Okay.
and-
I'm with you now.
Yeah.
And I didn't know anybody for Georgia could put a complete sentence together. So
He
I give
didn't.
credit for
He
that.
really didn't
Well,
put a
that only
sentence
shows
together.
his intelligence when that's the only other word he knows. I mean, here's another thing. Forget about the language for a second here. If I'm the offensive coach,
Oh no.
and the fact that he's screaming, forget about the F word, but what he was saying, the content. This was right after Johnson dropped the ball. He demeaned Johnson.
That's what he did.
Exactly. Give me the ball. In other words, he's useless.
did, yeah.
Throw it to me. What does that look like?
Well,
for unity,
hence,
Johnson's
what did I,
making
what-
18 million.
What did I say about
too.
being disrespectful to your teammates and
But you're
coaches?
demeaning your own team as well.
Well,
Yeah.
Johnson runs his mouth too, which is a problem. But
Look,
yeah, I mean,
He got 18 million
that's
to do
that's
it.
why he should catch the ball.
Here, I'll give you the best example, and then I'm going to shut my pie hole.
Hold it. Amy said, "Gun, you're on fire."
Yes.
Here's the
Amy
thing.
said that.
Al sits there and he busts Jim's chops all day long. But if somebody else said anything about Jim, Al would be the first one to jump on him. And that's what I'm talking about. Teams and people that are together stay together. We'll say what we want amongst ourselves, but you don't do it on national television so everybody can see, I don't like you, I deserve the money and not you.
And we promise you a pre-show sometime and a post-show to prove that Guns is right. Just wanted to share that.
There you go.
And you're welcome, Marla. She said Marla's comment comes from she was a cheerleader at Toledo University.
Wow.
So
that's
she's
awesome.
watching. She's a friend of mine.
The Rockets.
Yeah, so she's there.
The Rockets, yeah.
Chief McElroy said, "Guns is a volcano."
And I'm sticking to it.
Yeah, and for you ladies talking about Chris Letang, we mentioned that he had his second stroke, and he's doing well. They haven't said it's week to week. They said it could be days. So imagine this. Think about the shape that he's in and how he works out like a beast. I saw an interview the other day, to go off subject. He had his 4-year-old son doing an interview on his lap. And he said that he wanted to play hockey like his dad and that he would replace his dad someday. And Chris Letang was just sitting there, looked in good shape. You know, he always looks in good shape. It was actually a great, fun interview. If you can see it again when they did it, it was just very good. He said he'd even want to replace Sid Crosby, a 4-year-old kid, and he wants to play hockey someday. So the chip doesn't fall off the block. So we'll do that. Nick, we got to go to you. We're going to VIP time, 10 seconds.
So we got the Steelers are winning football games, and we've got 2 wins on the road since the bye week happened. Yay for that.
Go Steelers.
With 6-7 now is the record. 5-7. I jumped the gun.
Yeah, 5.
5-7.
We don't know if we'll get 6 or when.
Well, here's the interesting point. Lamar Jackson likely injured by Sunday, so if he's not starting at quarterback, that could benefit the Steelers. And then all of a sudden, the Steelers are 6-7. But I'm not going to jump the gun that far.
You just did.
Under 500. I definitely just did. But not going to do that. Still 5-7. But there are some questions swirling in my head about the Steelers, and one of them is rather important. It's about what are the Steelers going to do if the offense improves enough for Matt Canada to be able to retain his job? And that's a serious question. Do we want the Steelers to do well on offense to help them not be terrible? But in that case, that would lead to Matt Canada staying. Do we want that? Do we hate Matt Canada enough that we want the Steelers to keep losing? Or do we wish that he'll do a good enough job to keep them winning and keep the offense chugging? And it's giving me a headache just thinking
Here,
about
let me
all this
help
stuff.
put you at ease.
No,
Matt Canada didn't have a good resume. They hired him because he might
Wait,
he
hold
might
on.
have said
Hold on.
hello to Tomlin.
Hold on.
So
Wait,
I'll
wait,
just
wait.
share as an older fan who's patient. If the offense does well and they keep Canada, we can still keep cheering for them and still blame him for everything wrong with the offense. So if they have a winning record and Canada's kept, we're all cool with that. I'm just sharing as Steeler fans.
But I'm
trying to put you at ease there, young puppy.
I'm never going to be at ease about this because I
Let me calm you again. Yes.
Wait, hold on. I don't want him back, but it's because I'm not a fan of what he's been about. He's been one of the more boring and yet unproductive coaches that I've experienced since I've observed him doing his job for the last year, almost 2 years now. It's like, for the guy who's saying we're going to improve a lot and we're going to keep improving and we're improving and he's good, that's the only thing he really says. We're working to get better. We're using these guys. We're working to get better, but not actually getting better until kind of now. I mean, that made me not like him, but then you got the team improving. I don't like him just because of how I perceive him as a person. Do I want the Steelers to do poorly, though, just so we can expose him and get him fired? See, that's the part that I don't know about, because I
realistically answer a question to yourself. Yes or no?
Think.
Please answer a question.
Because that's the thing. Looking at the rest of the Steelers' schedule, now that Lamar Jackson's injured, we don't know for how long quite yet, but
playoffs.
Likely that's what I'm saying. I don't want them to make the playoffs now because I already came to grips with the fact that they're bad. But are they bad by the standards of the average NFL team? Not if they continue to win. They've got a 1-2 loss error margin in this case, and it's all crazy. Everything trying to conceive it is making me go crazy because I don't want Matt Canada to stay. But if they do well, should he stay? Should he keep growing with Pickett? I don't like him. So my opinion, I guess, is that I hope that he doesn't come back. But for the benefit of the Steelers, if he and Pickett grow and the offense is able to play well enough under his management for them to do well, I guess keep him. Sure. I really don't want the Steelers to do well, though, because they're losing draft position with every single win that they get. And looking at their schedule, I'm nervous because they realistically could get to 9 wins. So, all right, that's all.
Well, I don't have much to do on my last segment. We're going on to 4 minutes or so. I want to try to put you at ease. Commissioner Rozelle, years ago, look up history. I'm telling you history. He wanted parity in the league. Mm-hmm. And we have that except for 4 or 5 teams. So that's what happens. Now, when they hire a coach, does he say negative things about his quarterback, his offensive line, defense, or other coaches? Do you ever hear that?
Not from the Steelers, really?
No, anybody working for the Steelers. Do you hear that?
Not really, no.
Well, there's a reason. You never hear it because they're getting paid. Do you think they watch the same things we do with seeing linemen, players, quarterbacks, receivers?
No.
Do you think they watch their own players?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, then what do you see and what do they see? There's no difference. They know that we suck.
Well, here's the thing about that too. Well, I know what you mean. But like here's what I was
That's how
thinking about.
clear
Say that it's in the dictionary.
There were a couple press conferences that Canada had on his regular Thursday slot recently where I kind of saw some emotion, where like you could sense that the public opinion of him was getting to him, and he wasn't putting up with it. And that part that I liked. I like seeing a little bit of emotion, like, like, hey guys, like, I'm not worried about that. We're gonna be fine. Like, what else do you want me to do? Or we were this close to making a play work in that case, and you look back and you're like, yeah, maybe you were. So there's that part too. Where if this progression of better emotions and expressions from him continues, I'm good with it. It was just that boring part that wasn't, and that's why I didn't like him at first. But even in this case, like, no, he's starting to show that emotion. Do I trust that he's doing a good job? I don't know.
Well, here's why you never will. We've seen it. Smoking Jim's hero, Cowher,
Yes.
had bad years. Smoking Jim's hero, Cowher, had time management like Tomlin.
Where's the yes there?
He was bad. He was bad. So we have a team that sticks together and protects their own. So we don't get the true story. Look at one of the most arrogant coaches. We have him, Mike Tomlin. He hasn't done well until, since he's had Cowher's players. The first few years, he had Cowher's players exclusively, plus he had a Hall of Fame quarterback to be, and I wanted to bring this stat up. Tom Brady brought back the Buccaneers for his 44th time. He broke a tie with Peyton Manning, who was the leader with 43 comebacks. You know who's in the third position?
Big Ben.
Big Ben with 41. We took it for granted. Now we have a subpar quarterback and team because you have a rookie quarterback. He showed an example of 10 players out of 10,000. I won't call him an idiot, but the numbers don't mean anything. I will not do that. But when somebody gives me 10 people that are good quarterbacks in 50 years, I question that. You have to live through some of this, and you're smart, so you understand. And you got to see some emotion out of Canada.
And I saw it from Tomlin too. Tomlin was getting vulnerable a couple weeks ago.
Well, guess why?
They were 3-7.
The standard's the standard. He hasn't had it. Next man up. We don't have them.
I've probably been there before. You remember that?
That's the thing. He lied about being there before. He lost Cowher's players, and what has he done? Now he lost Cowher's quarterback. He doesn't know how to handle a young quarterback anyhow. He's taking Pickens' side instead of criticizing Pickens. Did he criticize Pickens for his behavior? I didn't hear a word. I heard crickets. So you don't have to worry. We'll have Canada next year, and we're going to the playoffs. Just wait and see. And thanks for watching the show. Thanks for some of the new people watching the show. And we do this every Tuesday night, 7 o'clock to 8. Rain shows, rain, shine, snow, bad weather, bad attitudes, but always good pizza and hoagie from Olive Oils. Have a great night. Thanks for watching. Stay Joey strong.